Hi, Halina here from the Joy Keepers Network and Awakening to Joyful Living. And also just me connecting with you. How are you? In these corona times, this is a question with an extra significance somehow. There is pressure around, and it is what we all talk about. And my inclination actually this morning was to not talk about it because everyone is talking about it. But then I'm not going to talk about it. It's not about it. It's about us. It's about you and me. It's about how we react during these times too. How we prevail. How we bring in our love, our light, our joy into it all. And it all looks different for each and every one of us. It really strikes me how different the world can be experienced. It's like there's a wave moving through the world, and each of us, hi Christine, each of us reacts in a different way depending on our circumstances for sure, but also depending on our inner circumstances, and maybe just depending on where life takes us these days. I have such a strong and powerful experience that this is so not random, that we are really being invited to bring something into this situation, and it may be different for each and every one of us, and some will and do experience great pressure, perhaps in terms of health, perhaps in terms of experiencing death in families. For most, that's actually not the case, but for some it is. Perhaps it's because of the pressure that is creating in the life as we know it. There's more financial pressure, perhaps, or pressure in a relationship for people that are, on one hand, some people maybe are, forced to be with other people all the time because they in their apartments or houses. Other people experience loneliness. And by the way, I'm intending to do a webinar about that soon. I think this is the time to do it. Hello, Kurt. So it's very different for each of us, and in any case, we are invited to heal ourselves. My dear speaking mentor and teaching mentor and colleague and friend Steinar Dietlefsen expressed it with such clarity yesterday, just in 5 minutes, how it is all about healing ourselves first and becoming first what needs to become during this time. Because as we heal, the world heals. That's how it works. This is a mirror. Whatever we see out there is a mirror for us. And it's a friendly mirror. Sometimes it looks scary, but it's actually a friendly mirror inviting us to heal from within what we see outside. So this is the first thing to do for all of us. And the other thing to do is to remember that we are more than that. We are more than the pressure. We are more than the trouble. We are more than the limitation. We are more than the challenges. We are infinitely more. We are infinite beings showing up as these human beings moving through a great challenge. And the great challenge is actually what happens on Earth, the climate, the environment. And I talked with a friend yesterday, and she said that she's been, within the last week or so, she's been talking like with 200 people, and except of one, all the others, 199, they had this realization that this is really this whole thing with the coronavirus is happening for us to wake up. to our responsibility and to wake up to our abilities as our abilities as people that can connect with who we are and connect with each other and work together and collaborate, because this is really what is being called for. And they all said to her, you know, once this thing is over, I'm really going to, or maybe not even before that, once this thing is over, I'm really going to engage much more around climate and environment. I really see how it is important. And we can also experience it during these times as the pressure that we create in the world as humans, as it lessens actually, because we are staying at home, we are not doing everything. Nature goes like, can you feel that? I feel it almost literally now when I walk. It's like there's something that's opening up, and it's spring, yes, and the birds are singing, but it feels like more than ever before. And I've heard others have this experience. So there is a bigger context for us as people, as humanity, as individuals, and also as souls. And it is very much about bringing that bigger perspective in. It is very much about surrendering to what life gives us and healing what needs to be healed. But it is also about bringing even more of our love in, bringing even more of our joy in, bringing even more of our playfulness in. Playfulness as playing fully. And how do you play fully when you are under limited circumstances? I'm going to elaborate more about it in this webinar, I think, but the reminder right now is that we are not, some circumstances that do appear limiting, and I don't want to underestimate that, but our ability to be in joy, our ability to play, our ability to shine is not dependent on our circumstances. It never has been. And no matter how serious things look, it doesn't mean that you should turn that ability down. On the contrary, and you can. You can. And I'm here to help you do that. So if there's any way where you're like asking, I don't know how, let me know. There's some resources. If you go to the Joyce net page, keepers.org, there are resources there for how to open up to more joy. Specific practices and all. I'm reminded all of a sudden, you know, many years ago, 25 years ago, maybe more, my dear brother passed away very suddenly, leaving behind his 6 children. And I went to Israel where the funeral was to be within a very short time, because that's the way they do it. And so I spent time with his family that was in such deep grief, such deep loss. And the children were, you know, the youngest was just 1 year old, and then the oldest was a teenager, I think. And what I really noticed is that how they moved through waves, you know. There were times where they would be grieving and crying and missing their dad, and also just reacting to the adults around them that were in that state. But in between that, they were playing, they were joyful, they were alive. This is our natural way of being. And we live in a culture that may be judging that may be saying, oh, you shouldn't. But we know we should. We know we should. And we see it. I'm sure you've seen this video from Italy where people are singing and laughing. And there are so many beautiful things going on right now that it makes my heart sing. Just to see, you know, we are meeting a challenge, and then in meeting it, we are really bringing in our gifts. Hi, Celia. We are really bringing gifts in. We are really bringing our joy. We are really waking up to what we are, which is more than our circumstances and more than the challenges. It's so wonderful to see that. So let's keep doing that, okay? Let's keep shining. This is our role. I know that I've experienced it, and there are some other people, not all, but some people have this very strange experience these days that as soon as this thing began to accelerate, there was like a great peace, great love, great joy, like flowing into us and through us. Hello, Ashika. And it is there for a reason. It is there because this is the role we are here to play. We are here to be that peace, to be that joy. So if that happens for you, wonderful. Be grateful and share it. Let's shine, says Ashika. And yes, exactly. Let's shine. This is what we're here for. And if you don't experience that shining, that's totally fine. Then you're here to heal it right now. And the shining will come. Because the only thing between the shining and the not shining is what needs to be addressed at this time. Ashika, I'm not sure if I pronounce your name correctly. Forgive me if I don't. You say, I experienced just that. Yes, yes, I hear it from several people. We experience just that for a reason, okay? And this is the time. This is the time to be a joy keeper in whatever way you are that. And love keeper, and light keeper, and hope keeper. I think this is very, very important, actually. I've heard a lady who, for the best of reasons and with the best intentions, said in her video, this is the worst crisis in the history of humanity. And she said it with such a gravity. And I don't want to underestimate what's going on, especially because I cannot see into the future. But I do know, and I do see, and I'm being told that, and others are too, that this is a wave that's going to pass. And it is not the worst crisis in the history of human. It is a serious crisis. And it is, in the big scheme of things, it's actually minor. And I'm not underestimating. Please don't take me wrong. Please don't. I'm not underestimating the pain of the suffering or the trouble. But the bigger perspective is there too. This is not the end of the world. This is a passing wave. And the invitation, as always, is for us to do what we need to do, to heal ourselves first. And then we heal the world. To shine within and then to shine outside. To find the joy and the playfulness in whatever way we can right now, and then to bring it out. And the world moves on and life moves on. Okay? Thank you. Thank you so much. Be joy, because you are. Be love, because you are. Be healing, because you are. And you will find it. Even if you cannot come in touch with it right now, which may be true for some of you, you will find it. And we are here to help each other with that. We are really waking up to this together. There is support around you. And I'm here for you for sure as well. So just let me know. Okay. I think that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. And we'll be in touch. Bye for now.